Today on Community Cooking, we have guest chef Michelle Barrientos with us making simple Filipino-inspired healthy dishes. Today, we're making light chicken adobo served with steamed broccoli ginger salad with farro. We are cooking with some of the best chefs from right here in our own community. So grab a seat, relax. We've got another awesome menu coming at you in under 30 minutes. This is your Community Cooking. Hello and welcome to Community Cooking. I'm your host, Kirk Leins. In our kitchen today with me is Chef Michelle Barrientos.
Hi, Kirk.
How are you?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Good. Well, welcome back, I should say.
Yes, I'm excited to be here.
Bit of a fixture in this kitchen.
Yes.
Now, your thing, so to speak, is to take some of the Filipino dishes that you grew up eating and you sort of make them healthier, right? And what are some of the ways you do that?
One of the ways I do that is substituting certain ingredients. For example, instead of using soy sauce, now I'm using coconut aminos, and it's made from coconut sap.
Right.
And it's has all the 17 essential amino acids.
And it tastes like soy sauce.
Yes, and it's light. It's very light. It's like a light version of soy sauce, and it's a slightly sweeter taste. So even my kids love it.
And I've noticed too that you like to take some of the meats and you'll take leaner cuts as opposed to some of the traditional fattier cuts. You'll use some of the leaner cuts. And you're also, one of the things about your menus is you love shopping at the Torrance Farmers Markets.
I love the Torrance Farmers
So you're always kind of sticking to that seasonal sort of farm-to-table vegetable too.
Yes, I do.
Great. Well, today I'm very excited because you're making one of my favorite Filipino dishes, actually. So I'm really excited to try this, and that is chicken adobo. Yes. Right? Chicken adobo, and then you've got a really nice steamed broccoli and ginger salad with farro. We'll talk about that in a bit. We'll get started on the adobo. So let's take us through the ingredients here.
So I have here filet chicken breast, and so it's just two chicken breasts, and I sliced it in half.
Through the center.
Through the center, yes, to thin it out, and that makes it cook faster. So
right, okay.
I don't have enough time after work to be cooking, for an hour just to make chicken adobo.
I completely agree with this. I'm not a big fan of chicken breasts that are cooked in a pan, that regular sized chicken breasts all the way through. There's just no way that you're going to get that to be tender because the outer meat is going to be tough because it's been sitting on the heat so long.
Right.
So to do it quicker like this, I'm all for it.
Oh yes, definitely. And you don't have to pound it either.
No, no.
And I have here extra virgin olive oil, arrowroot flour, black pepper and sea salt, lots of garlic right here, coconut aminos, black peppercorns. I have here vinegar, which is a raw unfiltered vinegar.
Apple cider or?
It's apple cider.
So also very healthy. Yeah,
yes,
good
it is.
For you.
It's less processed. And I have here annatto seed powder and 1 bay leaf right here.
Okay, so there are a couple ingredients here that people might not be familiar with. First of all, the arrowroot flour. This is traditionally used as a thickening agent.
Correct.
And you're going to be, what are you using it for today?
I'm using it instead of using wheat flour, and the reason why I'm using it is because I'm using a lean meat.
So you're going to dredge the chicken in it?
Yes, dredge the chicken in it. And it's to help keep the chicken from drying out while it's cooking and to lock in the flavors as well.
Right.
Since we're not using dark meat and not cooking it for too long.
And then the annatto seed, that's also used in a lot of Mexican cooking as well. And anytime you see something that has that like sort of fiery brick red color, good chance that there's probably annatto seed.
It is, and I love the color that it produces in the food, and it just makes it more vibrant, more inviting.
And it does give it a little earthy touch, earthy
it
flavor
does.
too.
And my mom loves using that in her cooking too.
Awesome. So let's get started. So would you like me to, what are we starting first, with the dredge?
With the dredge, so we want to add the flour in there.
Okay, so that's our arrowroot flour.
Yes.
And are we going to season
salt
that?
and
Okay,
black
season that
pepper.
with our salt and pepper, and then just mix that up.
Yes.
Okay, let's get that. Yeah, got to season the dredge, otherwise it's not going to taste good.
Exactly.
I mean, that's just how that goes. All right, oh, there we go.
Okay. Looks
simple. Good. All right, how's your pan doing, by the way? Is that nice and hot?
I think so. It might be a little bit too hot, so I'm going to just lower it a little bit.
Okay. Do you need to get the oil in there?
Yes,
or?
I'm going to get the oil in there. Just
And you're using a Teflon pan there, so you're really not going to even use that much oil, right?
No, no, but part of it is to just to keep the chicken from sticking to it.
Sure.
You never know.
Yeah, I mean, it still does need a little bit of. I mean, you're never going to get away with that.
It does.
But that's just a tiny bit of oil, and it was olive oil used, right?
Yes. Okay. Let me try and get the chicken out
Good.
here, and just dredge it just lightly, and you want to shake off the excess flour here.
Right. Otherwise, it's going to be clumpy.
Yes, and we don't want that or gluey.
Right.
Put that there.
Well, you got them nice and cold, so and that's actually a really good trick for when you're doing any sort of slicing. A lot of times, you know, that cut through the center like that, or if you're trying to cut meat really, really super thin, it's not easy to do when the meat's at room temperature. So what I'll do is I'll pop that into the freezer for about a half hour, just to get it nice and cold, and that way just that goes through it a lot easier.
It does, and if possible, I don't want to crowd the pan. That's why I'm using this wide base pan right here.
Okay.
Ideally, you want to keep the
You want to keep the chicken
coated and like just sit for a short period and just let the flour get absorbed into the meat.
almost like a technique you would use with fried chicken.
Yes, yes, and to keep the flour from just spreading all over the place like.
Right. Yeah. What she's basically saying is that after the dredging here, to let the chicken sit for about anywhere from 15 minutes to a half hour in the fridge allows that dredge to stick to it better.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So.
Great.
The reason why I'm using just one hand is because just in case you get a phone call or there's an emergency, you have one free hand to use.
Mom hacks, right?
Yes, or if like a fly goes on your nose.
Right.
Okay, and then we're going to just go ahead and just.
So we're looking at what, like a couple minutes per side there?
Yes, yes. Oh, can you grab the plate over there, please?
Absolutely.
Kirk?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Sure.
So I'm gonna just, as soon as like the chicken is done on each side, I'm gonna go ahead and just set it aside right here.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, you are going to, after that chicken comes out, you're going to create a sauce and then the chicken goes back in.
Yes.
So if the chicken isn't completely cooked through at this point, that's not a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing.
Because it's going to kind of finish in the sauce maybe.
Yes.
Yeah, that's kind of got the color of like a chicken piccata to it. Like if you're making chicken piccata.
It does. And you can, oh, it's not ready yet. So just let it, you can see around the rim if it starts getting opaque, then you know to flip it over.
Okay. Typically, now this dish is made with chicken on the bone, correct?
Yes, it is.
And that's how you've lightened this up. So the process of it can be different. Like most likely when you're doing chicken on the bone, you're roasting it, or maybe you got it on the barbecue, or maybe you're even stewing it, correct?
Correct.
Okay. But this is just chicken breast.
A quicker version of it, like after work. I don't have a lot of time. I don't have an hour to like be cleaning the chicken, cutting it up, and everything. This is just really simple and easy and a quick thing to do. And like chicken breast doesn't cook too long.
Right. Right. There we go.
There, that's a nice color right there.
Yeah, I got a little bit of the golden brown on there. That's good.
I think these need to work on a little bit more. Maybe I should just move it a little bit over here.
Let's do its thing.
Yes. So the reason why I'm using arrowroot as opposed to a regular like wheat flour or cornstarch is because some people might have some food allergies. Like. Right? Like we're sensitive to corn, and yes, it's gluten-free.
Nice, great. And I take it your family likes this dish?
They do. They love it. My older daughter told me that she could eat chicken adobo every day.
Yeah.
And she particularly likes this version of it.
I got to tell you, I love it too. I could eat it pretty regularly. It's delicious. I mean, how bad can chicken and soy sauce and garlic be, right?
Right.
It's good stuff. There's a reason why it's an iconic dish.
It is.
It's delicious.
And it's just simple ingredients, you don't need too much. The annatto seed, though, like that's something that my mom likes to put in her chicken adobo. And just everyone loves it, like that extra flavor and the color.
The color,
yes.
Yeah, that color.
Okay.
Yeah, like I
this
said,
is
anytime
ready.
you see that like sort of brick red color, like in Mexican cooking and in Filipino cooking as well, you can pretty much assume that's annatto seed.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty similar to saffron or like paprika, like color-wise, but this one just has a different kind of flavor.
I think
depth to it.
it's even more intense. I mean, you can make like dye out of it. You can make like paint out of it. You know, it's that intense, even more so than paprika.
Oh yes. So this is one. This one's almost done. I can just see right here
Okay.
that the pink is going away.
All right.
And this one too. I'm going to move this chicken, the thicker part, towards the center right here, just to make sure that it cooks evenly.
Okay. All right. Well, you know what? It seems like those chicken breasts maybe might have a couple more minutes. This would be a
Okay.
good time to take a break.
Okay.
And on the other side, we're gonna finish up our sauce and make our salad.
Sounds good.
All right. Good deal. So we've got some work to do. We'll see you here in about 60 seconds. Don't go away.
We have this crazy thing going on today. I was just walking by, and all these DJs and producers are set up all around the city.
I just walked by and I said, "What's happening, guys?" And they told me they were making music.
It's the way you walk, it's the way you talk.
There were a lot of people that claimed they had no musical talent and then sat down and kind of made some really nice sounds.
I like this music.
Feel amped about today, inspired musically, about life.
They said I could play, so any chance to play at all. You know, that's my life. I love music.
Yeah, that's how we do it.
Welcome back. With me today is Michelle Barrientos, and we are making a healthier version of chicken adobo.
Correct.
Correct. So we've got our chicken breast finishing up in there, and we're about ready to make the sauce for that, correct?
Correct. So
Good.
I'm going to go ahead and pull these out.
Okay.
They are ready. Oops, some of them are kind of sticking, but it's okay.
That's okay. You're going to put some
Split
liquid
out.
in that pan anyway,
Yes.
correct?
And it's like it's pretty hot. I'll just lower the temperature. That's
There we
done.
go.
And just let this sit a bit.
Yeah,
here.
right.
Flake
Right, and
away.
once you get the liquid in there, that'll kind of help you with that too.
Yes. So I'm going to go ahead and put the rest of the oil here
Okay.
to kind of loosen up. That's actually a lot of oil. And the garlic.
Lots of garlic.
Lots of garlic.
Can't go wrong with garlic.
I'm going to
Well, at least it's, you know, you can. That's, actually, you can go wrong with garlic, but in terms of this application here, a lot of garlic's going to work really well.
In my family, we just love garlic
Yeah.
in all our dishes.
See, and all those nice crunchy bits that stuck to the bottom of the pan, they're all pulling up right now. They're going to just add
Yes.
flavor to that sauce, right?
Right. So I'm just softening the garlic. Just careful not to burn it. You don't
Yeah.
want burnt garlic. Although my mom, she likes it slightly toasted, a little bit more on the brown side.
Well, there's a difference between toasted and slightly brown and burnt.
Oh, right.
You know what I mean? It's like it's subtle, but there is a difference.
Okay. Now I think we're ready for the powder right
It's
here.
our not.
Annatto seed powder?
Look at that color.
Yeah,
That's what I was
look
talking
at that.
about.
And just like moving around a bit, just make sure that it gets to the oil.
And not on your clothes.
Yes, exactly. You don't want this to be on your clothes. And then I'm going to add the peppercorns. I think I'm the only one in the family who likes to just munch on peppercorns as I eat the chicken.
They are quite perfumey.
They are.
Bay
And strong in
leaf.
flavor. And the bay leaf.
Okay.
So I'm going to just like move the bay leaf around. Some people, they just like leave it alone, you know. I like to kind of like just move it around the pan.
And I bet you since you had that arrowroot on the chicken and it left a little in the pan, it'll probably help thicken the sauce too a little bit, right?
It will. And so I'm going to add the coconut aminos. Go around just like that. Here's a good time to, and the vinegar. Good time
That's
to
the
like.
sound you want to hear. Huh?
Yes. What do you think of the smell?
Awesome. The smell of like soy reducing is so good. Oh yeah. Now it's really wafting over here.
I'm going to try and scrape the bits as much as I can. Soften. Just like that, and then I'm going to add the chicken back in soon.
Okay, there you go.
Thank you.
You probably get that back on low now, and then just sort of let it hang out while we do our broccoli.
Yes.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Sure.
I'm going to move this pan just like that.
Okay.
Notice that there's like some, look at that.
That's
Some
nice.
thin slices here. Just go ahead and flip those over. Just
Awesome
to make
looking
sure
color,
that,
too.
yeah, I know. I just want to add some of the sauce on top. We're going to add more sauce on top of it later anyway.
Okay.
There. And then while that's cooking, simmering away, I'll make sure that this thick part of the meat is getting cooked a little bit longer.
All right, no worries. And
Okay.
that's on low?
Yes.
All right, well, let's talk about our ingredients for our broccoli salad here.
So we have here the broccoli, just broccoli florets. You can use this or broccolini, whichever you want.
Okay.
And fresh ginger, cherry tomatoes, and farro.
Cooked farro.
Cooked farro.
Okay.
And what I do with the farro is that I cook a big batch, and then I eat it throughout the week. You know,
It's
so
delicious.
I don't have to cook it every
And,
day.
and it's just a very, very chunky grain of wheat, basically. It's
It
a type
is.
of wheat. And it's kind of sort of nouveau right now. Very hipster to like, everybody's making everything with farro. You know, you're finding it in a lot of salads especially. So it's good. And it's got a nice nutty sort of quality to it. If you like oatmeal, you like things like that, you love farro.
Yeah, and it's filling too.
Very.
It is.
Very.
I mean, I just eat like just a little bit, and I'm filled up already, especially with vegetables.
Sure.
I'm gonna just turn this off. I think it's gonna just finish
Okay,
cooking on the
perfect.
pan.
Perfect.
All right. So now the next thing I'm gonna do is, okay, this is pretty hot. I'm gonna
Okay.
put that there. I'm going to add the broccoli here in the pan.
And that's still raw. That's just
it's
chopped
raw.
up.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm gonna put it in here. And you can hear it sizzle already. And then, thank you. I'm gonna add the water. Let it steam just like that.
And
And
sort
just
of let
cover
it
it.
just do its thing.
And then if you see some dry spots, you can just, by all means, just, ooh, look at that.
Yeah, we're really cooking.
Yes, yes. I'm gonna just like make an even layer here, just shake it a little bit, and you can see it turning green so quickly.
Yeah, yeah, that nice bright green.
And you don't even, because they're cut into small pieces, you don't need to let it sit there for too long. Yeah.
You know, I'm not a fan of like overcooked broccoli at all. It's like if I'm gonna make a mistake on something like this, I'd much rather undercook it.
Yeah, me
Broccoli
too.
you can eat raw. You know, I mean, every crudité dish has got raw broccoli on it anyway. So if it's a little on the crunchier side, I'm okay with that. And actually, my boys, they're at the point where if broccoli's overcooked, they'll tell you. We've had a couple of times we've gone to restaurants, and it's like they didn't like the broccoli. Not because it was broccoli, but because it just doesn't have that crunch, that texture that they're used to.
Yeah.
Kind of a little bit of food snobs. It's all right, though. It's not a bad thing.
So we're ready to plate the chicken. I think it's
Oh,
done already.
Okay, here, let me grab you a
Yes.
plate.
I want to make
Here
sure
you
that
are.
doesn't get overcooked.
Yeah, it looks delicious. It smells
Yes.
delicious.
Oh, yes. Look at that.
Yeah, really quick meal for your family.
And it's super easy. I'm going to just like dab it in the oil a little bit.
Can't get
And
enough
there's
of
some
that.
people like, you know, who are on a special diet, they don't want too much oil. You don't have to drizzle it over. You know, can save it for the next person who wants to.
Right,
have-
right. But that is absolutely beautiful.
Yes.
Great.
Oh, okay, I'm going to put that down. Oh,
Oh, here. Once you put that there,
yes.
and then I'll take this.
Okay.
Yeah. Pour that over.
Yes.
All right. There we go. Oh, yeah.
My mom will be proud of me. She's like, this is how I do it. You have to follow it,
Oh,
okay?
that looks so good. All right, we good now?
Yes.
Okay, I'll take this right.
Okay.
Great. All right.
Yes. And the broccoli is seems like it's pretty much done. I don't like to
Yeah,
overcook it
okay.
either.
Okay.
Nor do I want raw broccoli.
So we
Some
just-
people eat raw broccoli. I'm just not a fan of it.
You want it to be cooked a little
Yes.
bit. Okay. Yeah, I get it. Actually, that's when the vegetables are the most nutritious, when you give them just a little, because it breaks down a certain enzyme that keeps your body from like sort of absorbing all the vitamins.
Right.
But just a little bit of cooking. Too much, then you kill the vitamins.
Exactly. And you don't want it to turn yellow.
Mhm. Oh, no.
May I have the other plate? please?
Yes, you may.
Thank
you are.
you. I'm going to go ahead and plate this.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, you can tell that broccoli's perfect.
Yes.
How are your kids with vegetables? They're good?
They love broccoli. And not particular this with the ginger and the tomatoes. They like it with the coconut aminos.
Okay.
And that's in like a little bit of garlic powder,
Okay.
you know.
Broccoli's come along. I think we've come a long way with broccoli. Remember when that used to be a vegetable that was like people would just rag on, you know, like, oh, it's popular to hate it. Now I know a lot of kids that eat broccoli, and I think that we've come a long way in terms of cooking it. We're not cooking the heck out of it anymore.
Right. And
Okay.
this is their favorite vegetable.
Let me move this so you
Okay.
can do this right in front of
gonna
you.
turn off the stove
You're gonna
or
add
the
this
stove.
stuff directly to this, correct?
Yes. And then
Why don't we do it on your cutting board?
Okay.
That'd be a little easier to see. Tomatoes or farro?
the tomatoes.
There you are.
Okay. A little bit of that. And then the farro.
Yeah, this is a very healthy meal.
It is.
Okay, and your ginger.
And the ginger. So I'm going to go ahead and just grate the ginger over it.
And you're leaving the skin on that, which is like, when is that for flavor? What is that?
It is. As long as it's washed thoroughly.
Okay.
Just use a brush. So I'm just going to go ahead and just grate this over.
Like Parmesan cheese.
Like Parmesan cheese. And you know, if you're watching your sodium intake, you don't have to add salt to this. You can just eat it like this because it has a lot of flavor from the ginger. I
Okay.
like mine with a lot of ginger.
Okay. But you could also put some of the aminos on this too. That would taste great, right?
Yes, yes.
All right, well, I
have
tell you
some
what,
left.
we're going to finish up here. We're going to clean up the kitchen, and why don't we take a break and we can come back and eat.
Okay, sounds great.
All right, we'll see you back here in 60 seconds. Don't go away.
We'd do anything for kids. Yet 1 in 5 children in the U.S. struggle with hunger. Help end childhood hunger near you. Learn how at feedingamerica.org.
Welcome back. I'm here with Michelle Barrientos, and in front of me is a delicious and very healthy looking plate of food. In our break, you finished up the salad. You were grating some ginger on that. You tossed it with a little bit of salt, and that's all it is, right? It's
Yes.
just, I mean, it doesn't get much healthier, you know, in terms of a salad. I mean, there's no fat at all added to that.
No, there isn't. And it's fine because there is fat, like healthy fat in the chicken already.
Well, and I'm going to eat some healthy fat right now, and I'm going to tell you exactly what I think of it. Let me get a nice bite of chicken here. All right, this is our chicken adobo, which is extremely delicious.
Oh, thank you.
How you made it here really is, this is almost like Filipino chicken piccata.
You can say that,
Right?
you know. Yes.
It's very much got that quality. It's delicious. I eat that on a
Thank
weeknight.
you.
Okay. Let's get a little bit of salad here. Oh yeah, ginger.
And the tomato, and gives it that robust, fresh flavor.
That is so garden fresh. There's literally nothing on it. I mean, it doesn't really need much. I mean, yeah, you could probably put a little lemon juice or some of those aminos, but it's not missing the oil. A little bit of salt, and the ginger really takes up quite a bit of, I mean, that flavor profile, but in a delicious way. It brings out all the garden fresh qualities of all these veggies. That is really good.
Thank you.
A delicious meal. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you for having me, Kirk.
Oh, anytime, anytime. Really, really will urge you to make this. You're going to love it. Delicious, easy. Thank you once again, and it just goes to show you that literally some of the best cooks are right here in our own community. All right, thank you for watching Community Cooking. We'll see you next time. Thank you. This is great.
Thank
Going back
you.
in.
If you'd like a copy of the recipes seen on this show, send us a self-addressed stamped envelope to the Office of Cable and Community Relations. That's 3350 Civic Center Drive, Suite 200, in Torrance, California, 90503. Be sure to note the show number displayed on the screen. And don't forget, you can find all the fresh ingredients used on today's show at the Farmers Market. Visit the one here in Torrance at Wilson Park. That's located at 2200 Crenshaw Boulevard. They're open every Tuesday and Saturday from 8 a.m. until 1 p.m., rain or shine. And if you'd like to be a guest on our show, email us at communitycooking@torranceca.gov and check us out online at youtube.com/TorranceCityCable and like us on Facebook at Community Cooking TV.